It's already the 5th of December, and the big news with Samsung and in specific with One UI is that apparently Samsung are finally launching the One UI 7 beta, and I really hope that very soon I'm gonna be able to put it, install it, sideload it on my Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra and start testing it, because I'm really fed up with mockups, 10 seconds videos and all of that. I just wanna get my hands on the real thing. But since the real thing, the One UI 7, isn't here, we are here with the latest update on both phones, because I have received a second update from November on the S24 Ultra and the 1st November update for the S23 Ultra. So the S23 Ultra received the CXK4 update with a security patch level from the 1st of November, and the S24 Ultra received a 2nd November update, the AXK4, again with the security patch level from November. So guys, the first thing I would like to do, immediately go inside the settings, scroll down to security and privacy and check if there are any updates to the Google Play system update. This thing is still not automated, so you have to do it manually, and in fact there is. So Google Play system update available, 12 megabytes for both phones. I'm just going to download, install it. The update had installed, hence I'm going to restart the phone and try to find the answers for some of the questions that we have been following up, like what happens to the sound of the Galaxy S23 Ultra. There were some hiccups with Dolby Atmos, and apparently Samsung acknowledged that they had an issue with Dolby and with drivers and stuff like this. Is this now fixed? Also, I'm going to show you some basic benchmarks and in general just oversee how both phones operate. We are very close of getting One UI 7, and I do believe that right now there is a very high risk for One UI 7 to become the scapegoat of everybody that just believes that One UI 7 is going to be like the holy grail of animations. And even myself, having access to OnePlus 13 with ColorOS 15 to the Xiaomi 15 with HyperOS 2, and I see how great those phones are in terms of operations and smoothness of the user interface, no stutters, no lags whatsoever. I do believe the bar right now is set very high, and there is only one chance only for Samsung to just try to either play in that league, premium phones, nice animations, or lag a bit behind, which none of us really wants to see. And before I start the video, I know there's gonna be a lot of questions about my wallpapers. Guys, I am saying this in all of my comments. I'm using Wallrod and Luna wallpapers. Just go and buy them. It's like €1.50. Incredible manually crafted wallpapers by Matthias Eckert. If that's your thing, just go and check up those apps. S24 Ultra on the left, S23 Ultra on the right. And you know, Samsung, they aren't the best in terms of changelog. Like sometimes we don't get even a changelog. Now luckily there is a changelog, and sadly it's a bit too general. Overall stability of functions improved and the security of your device have been improved. Here for the S23 Ultra we do have also stability and reliability. Device behavior has been improved. So again, if you ask me, this is just nonsense. I mean, better just don't put anything, or at least try to put some of the security updates, because you can go and visit the Samsung mobile security webpage, and usually here under security updates they are going to give you a lot of information. So just click here, security updates. You can go and check the firmware updates, and then everything is just browsable. They even have some things acknowledged already for December. Samsung Mobile is releasing a maintenance release for major flagship models as part of the SMR. The SMR is the security maintenance release, include all Google patches up to the Android security bulletin. This is from December, by the way, but we still don't get this, but you can see all the critical and high and moderate vulnerabilities that apparently are fixed. So maybe Samsung could have just included something like this. At least let us know what they fixed, but it is what it is, guys. Now, the first thing I would like to check is really how those devices operate. And before we do so, I want to see some of the versions. Let's try to see the home screen. S24 Ultra uses 15.505.29, absolutely the same on the S23 Ultra, 15.505.29. So at this point, this seems to be equalized. Let's start with this animation. Okay, not a problem at all. Okay, let's just try to do some standard browsing. Left, right, Google Now. Alright, see, not ideal. The app drawer with all my 1000 apps here. Trying to type something. Yeah. So far I do believe it is more or less smooth. Let's try to open some folders. Alright. Those are, by the way, all standard settings. Now let's open Facebook. Trying to scroll down a bit. Yeah, actually not that bad. Let me go outside. I think Samsung mastered like the basic animations, and I always keep saying this in my videos. It's not really the problem with the animations, because I really like them and they're beautiful. The problem really is sometimes with the flawless execution. That is actually not so flawless. And by the way, take a look. The S24 Ultra supports HDR in Instagram compared to the S23 Ultra. By the way, the same also in the gallery, and it really looks better compared to how dull it is on the S23 Ultra. Alright, basic scrolling is nice. Going to the left. Alright, not so good. And now outside, again, guys. Stutters, stutters, stutters. Let's try to do some browsing, and now second time. Second time usually works better. Okay, one more browsing and one more time, and now, okay, you see, this is how it should work, like every time, and not just give us the stutters the first time and then work better. I don't really like this, and I hope they fix it. So now weather, all right, not a problem at all. Going outside, weather, beautiful animations here. Let's check Spotify. Sometimes the closing animation works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, I just hope it works most of the time. And now let's go to my home screen. Those are the results with Geekbench. I was able to get 2202 single core S24 Ultra, barely 2050 on the S23 Ultra, 6700 versus 5400 on the multi-core score, and these here are some of the historical scores I got. But now it's time to find some answers. So let's start right away with testing the sound of the S23 Ultra, Dolby on and off. No Dolby. So definitely not so worse compared to how it was with one of them updates. So I would more or less say that this has been fixed, but let's just also test it with the S24 Ultra. I'm gonna start the same sound. No Dolby right now. I need to be sure, so let's test this one more time. Gonna play the same sound. No guys, it is the same. After this short test, I would assume that it's been fixed. Alright, next thing, let's test the edge panels. I do have here the combination of Telegram and X. Here it's YouTube and the browser, more or less. Works exactly in the same way. Animations are smooth. It's very, very good, guys. And if they manage to just optimize the consistency so that it's good every time you do it, then I do believe finally One UI will be a good contender towards ColorOS and Oxygen OS and HyperOS and Harmony OS. But will it be at this level? I don't think so, at least before seeing One UI 7 beta. There's hopefully gonna be a lot of betas, but before we have the final product, and maybe even the S25, we would not know. Alright, let's open the camera. Alright, 0.6, 0.6, you can see it's just quicker on the S24 Ultra. One more time, 0.6 and then 1x. About the same. Okay, and now let's see the shutter speed. I'm using intelligent optimizations on both devices set to maximum with the Scene Optimizer. Let's try to test the shutter speed. Alright, you can see. I think it's almost the same. And now guys, if I go to video, I do have UHD 30, so let's just see what the S24 Ultra can do. This is Jesus. I tested yesterday a OnePlus 13 with the ColorOS 15 and it was so much better than this. And now the S23 Ultra, yeah, not ideal, very slow, laggy, definitely requires optimizations, and I know that it can be better because the hardware inside isn't bad. Let's try to open the Samsung Galaxy Store and see the updates, because guys, I didn't update this for probably 3 weeks. There are already a lot of updates. Samsung Studio, AR Doodle, Samsung Cloud, Quick Share. Photo editor has now a lot of options that allow you to just copy and paste the sticker in your photos or over your photos, which is kind of cool. Some other stuff. Spotify, Samsung Health, Samsung Enhance X supports now import of videos with a duration of 30 minutes. I think this is an old update, I didn't cover that, but okay, here it is. So I'm just gonna click update all to make sure that I'm running on my latest applications. Some of them are sideloaded, so of course clearly they are not going to work. Last but not least, I want to share with you some of the battery statistics. Now have in mind, guys, that over the course of the last 3 weeks I'm heavily using the Xiaomi 15 because this is just my test process. I take the phone out of the box, I put my SIM card, I put the phone in my pocket, then in my hands, and I use it for days, weeks, and I don't really count time. I just need to be sure, is this thing good, is this thing bad, what is good about it, and this is how it works, which explains why I don't really do a lot of hours on my S23 or S24 Ultra, despite in some days, yeah, I still use it. By the way, I don't really think that battery life changed for good or worsened. The S24 Ultra hasn't been great the last few months, guys, as I need to really charge it twice a day to just get through the day, which isn't ideal. Nevertheless, it is the 5th of December, so are we getting a December update or directly a One UI 7 beta, at least for the S24 Ultra? If you want to find out as much as I do, just follow the channel. Please go and watch some of my other videos. I really hope you enjoy them. Guys, stay safe. VST over and bye.